Welcome back to Late Night Run Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, joined with Ben.
Hello.
And our special guest, Cameron.
How we doing, everybody?
So, and today we're brought to you by Audible and Strideline socks. So, Audible, get your free audiobook download and a free 30-day trial, audibletrial.com/The Late Night Run. Link will be in the description, and we'll talk about more about it later. And then Strideline socks, the world's most comfortable socks. Also, check them out. Link also in the description. And so today we're down a lot of people. JJ is out with the girl he's talking to in her family because it's her birthday. Brennon also away for her birthday, so it just must be that time of year. And Chief is not here again. But what are you going to do? But today we have Cameron, who is my SM on my floor, but also known as student mentor. So here he is to mentor me.
That is me. Getting a little live with the freshmen this year. I'm a sophomore, but it's been an enjoyable year for sure, getting to know these guys and, getting to know them personally and the stuff they enjoy doing. That's just one of the many things that they're passionate about. So I'm pretty lucky and glad to be joining them today, for sure.
You were Brennan's SM until he moved floors.
Yes.
Yes.
Then he came to the good side.
I don't know.
So on the side we were on, it went Brennan, Cameron, and then it went another group of guys, and then me. We were all on the same side, and then Brennan moved in with JJ. Mm-hmm. So if you ever listen to podcasts, they always fight about their room. So all I'm saying is maybe you should have stayed. But
maybe.
Stayed on the good side. Debatable.
RA's around.
Fair enough.
But the joke is that Second North is known as like the slums or like the worst part of it.
Second South.
Yeah, Second South is, and then Second North, which is where me and Cam live, is known as like the privileged. Like it just looks nicer and stuff. But
the privileged white middle class. Unbelievable.
Second South is known as the slums.
Hey, all I'm saying is you guys are the ones that have the huge paint chip that's just taped on the wall.
Hey, listen, it's decoration.
That's art, okay?
Yeah.
That is art.
You won't understand it.
I don't know. The Second North is good, but like we need to upgrade our showers. Our shower is not very good up there.
The trough is much needed.
Mm-hmm.
So most bathrooms have like a little trough where like kind of drops off, so like all the water goes down there. If you pee in the shower, it goes down there, But Second North is just straight floor, just all one floor. So I better hope you have some thick flip flops.
And don't sit in the middle shower because that's where the drain is, and it'll all come to you.
Yep.
Always get the outside too.
Yep. That's why I don't understand. People will just go like it'll be. All six will be open. Someone will hop in the middle. I'm like, why? You've wasted all three at once. So
I agree.
We've talked about this before, but like if you're a guy, you never go to the middle thing, like middle shower, middle urinal. Like if there's toilets, you go towards the end. It's just common courtesy because no one wants to be next to you when you're doing your business. But some people just don't understand that.
No.
JJ's one of those guys. He
Yeah.
just goes in the middle every time, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it pisses me off to no extent.
Now, do you think he does it on purpose, or do you think he just does it?
He claims that he's going to get some sort of like infection touching the walls in the shower.
Like the outside wall. So
I don't know. So he'd rather touch the dividers instead.
But I don't touch the wall even. I don't touch anything. Mm-mm. Like I just throw my, my towel up over the railing.
I don't know.
Some people are weird like that, But gotta still love the
I'm
cat.
gonna start peeing on the dividers too. He can't shower at all.
You want the middle one too bad.
Hey, at least he's our good friend Parker will straight take a bath in the shower. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, he has like one of those big storage bins, and he'll leave the curtain open. He'll put the storage bin and then aim the shower, so he'll fill up the storage bin and then he'll just sit in it. Now clearly this man is too big for the storage bin. But it's just like his lower half of his body. So like his upper half is out, his like legs are hanging over the edge, but he just chills in it. I'm like, I don't think he's done it in a while, but props up to that guy. If you know Parker at all, he's not too ashamed of his body.
Nope.
So
he's got all the confidence in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. But
nothing phases him.
Yeah. Next person on that level would be Christian. Christian was on episode 7, if I believe. But yeah, that man also has pretty much the same confidence.
Yep.
Them two are match made in heaven.
They'll be brothers with anyone.
I can attest to that, knowing some information, but that'll stay disclosed.
Oh. So, Cam, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? You know, where you grew up, maybe any stories or anything.
Any stories?
You know.
I grew up about 25 minutes from here in Belleville, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a career center my junior and senior years, right across from the college we're at right now. And so it gave me a good indication of where I wanted to go, just because the location, like who I knew, and you know what the programs they had there were about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. I mean, there can be improvements to any school, but this one
Right.
overall has a good culture and base to it. I would say.
I would agree, since I'm here.
For sure. Funny story. I'll go back to when I was in elementary school. So like we were living in Belleville, and the electric went out. But we had a generator. You know, you got them generators that can get the power back on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had it plugged in throughout the whole night. You know, making sure we had electricity, running water and stuff. And then the next morning, lights turned back on. So my dad goes, "Hey, Cam, unplug the generator." Well, what he did not tell me was that he was going to shut it off before I was supposed to unplug it.
Mm-hmm.
So as it was still on, and you can imagine how much power a generator has, I yank the plug and I get electrocuted and I go flying backwards onto the table.
Oh.
And that probably explains a lot of what's wrong with my brain now. Nah, I'm
Dang,
kidding.
you were Superman flying for a second.
Yeah, I didn't know what hit me at first, and then my mom came in and she saw what happened, and she about killed my dad that night. He was in the doghouse for about a month after that one. Oh my goodness, yeah, it was crazy.
Oh.
Don't electrocute yourself. Don't go doing that for fun. That's not fun.
No.
I love to tell the story, and if my dad's listening, which he does sometimes, but I always bring this up with him, is when I was younger, and you know, they're teaching us supply chain. What you do is, if you made it, then you got like a little thing of M&Ms, and it was just like this big glass container of M&Ms that were up on the shelf. So like we couldn't reach it, so that way we couldn't just take M&Ms. But he would have it up there, so it's like, oh, we did it, you know, get some M&Ms and stuff. But he was holding this glass jar of M&Ms, and I don't know, like, I don't remember a lot, but like, I think he went to like put it down on top of the toilet, or like he must have just dropped it, because then the top of the toilet just cracked right in the middle. I never live it down. Like, there's certain things like in my family that everyone pokes fun of each other. That's one of those things. It's like, I remember the good days.
Oh yeah.
And then for like, apparently my toilet is like super old, so it's just like a weird design or whatever, so you couldn't find one for like a month. So like every time you flush a toilet, you see everything going in and stuff. It's like, oh.
Yuck. Yeah, nah, that's the stuff you don't want to see.
But it was kind of cool though, because like it was at that age, I was like, I wonder how this works, but now I got to see it. And then I was like, all right, after one time, all right, maybe we should put a lid back on.
Never want to see it again. You gotta have one now. Come on, let's hear a funny dad story from you.
It was like last spring.
Ooh, recent.
Yeah.
This one's more recent.
We called up my brother, and he said that he wasn't sure where his diploma was.
His high
And
school
so,
one or
yeah,
his
his high school
High
diploma.
school one.
So
Okay.
he's like looking all through. My dad's looking all through the safe and stuff like that, and he finds it. He goes, "Oh, here it is." And I was like, "Man, I don't know where my high school diploma is either." And my dad started like freaking out. He's like, "What do you guys do with all your diplomas?" I was like, "I don't know. I haven't graduated yet. I haven't gotten one." He's like, "Oh yeah."
Was he dead serious about it too? Like, oh, that's great. Those are the best.
Speaking of high school graduations, all right, tell me if I was different, because at my high school, they just gave you the diploma on stage. So like when you walk up, shake your hand, and they gave you the little like booklet, the diploma was in there. So you could technically leave. They told you not to and stuff, but like if you really want to, you could walk on stage and walk on home.
Yeah.
But I know when my girlfriend had her graduation, they just gave her like the black casing. They didn't actually give her the certificate. So like after graduation, you had to go inside and like go to someone and tell them your name and stuff, and they give you. Which one were your?
That's how mine was. You had to go back like 2 or 3 weeks later, and
I
then
think
you could
that's
like pick it up, and they'd give you like all different like information and stuff like that about your high school career and things like that.
Oh, I think that's stupid.
Yeah, mine was the exact same way. They gave us the booklet, and then we had to go back and we had to go into our office and request it. I'm just like, this is dumb. I want to get out of here, you know.
Yeah.
Cause like,
It's like also like, I know we had to wait, like, you know, after graduation, everyone's like, gotta take pictures, you know, friends, family, and then all those, like, and all that good stuff. So it's like, as soon as I took pictures, like, I'm out, like, see ya, peace. Because I had a cousin who's same year as me. So we graduated same year, so like we just had a party after, and we're like, all right, let's get out of here. But like when my girlfriend, she had to, like, her high school was bigger than mine, I think. I don't remember exactly, but like it took forever. Like had to go back, wait in line and stuff, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, mine went back a couple weeks later, so like it wasn't like you had to like wait in a line or anything like that. You had to go back into the office and give
That'd
it
be
to
so
you.
obnoxious, so I feel like I would forget. Just don't get my
Actually,
diploma.
and one of my friends said their older sibling just never went back and got their diploma. And they graduated like 3 or 4 years ago, so.
yeah,
It's just a lonely diploma sitting there.
I know at mine, like, if you didn't pay off your fees, they wouldn't give it to you. They say, nah, you got to pay us first to get. I'm like, I just went to school here for 12 years, 13 years, and now you're going to make me pay to get my diploma? I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, allergies hit me hard.
Same thing in college. Don't get it till you finish paying off.
Yep.
Till you get all their money.
Yeah. Or you just take a million majors and then you never graduate.
That's right. That's what you're working on.
All the majors. Listen, then I can do whatever I want. So then when I have a midlife crisis, I don't have to go back to school. I already have it.
That's the backup plan already to rock and roll.
So when all of you are having a midlife crisis out there and going back to school, joke's on you. I already paid my dues. Do you have a master's or anything? No, I have a college degree, but in everything, so that's got to count for something. I wonder what the world record is for like most college degrees is.
I don't know.
I feel like it's one of those things. It's like it's got to be either like crazy high or it's really not because no one wants to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that my social studies teacher in high school, he had like I think it was 3 undergrad degrees, and he completed 2 masters, and he was working on a 3rd. He just loved to learn, so
Hey.
I don't know. I could never do that.
I feel like the world record is probably some old dude who started to go back to school. Like there's always those older people like, you know, I got nothing better to do with my life. I made money. I'm retired. I'll just go back to school.
Right.
So it's just like, I guess.
Yeah, I think too, like, because some people can get their degrees like with depending on what they want to do in 2 years.
Yeah.
So they could, they could have a lot more faster, like,
Right, true.
depending on what you want to do.
Especially nowadays with like CCP and AP and all this stuff.
Oh,
where
yeah.
like you know, you can come out of high school, like theoretically you can come out of high school with a college degree already. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, all right.
Like, how many credits did you come in with? I know you came
I
in
came in with 28.
Yeah, like college credits. That's
I
crazy.
know, like, Chief came in with like 50 or something. Like, he came up with an absurd amount. So it's just like, theoretically, you could come in, finish the program you want and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, back in, this says back in 2012, there's an article where a 71-year-old man had 29 degrees and he is pursuing his 30th.
Yeah, see, it's people like that are getting it. It's not, no college kid's just trying to get 29.
You never have to pay off your federal loans that way. You keep on deferring.
Yep, true, as long as you're a full-time student. And really, you only have to do 12 hours to, 12 credit hours.
Yeah,
So
you
be
can
a
do it
full-time student.
as slow as you want almost.
Yeah,
Just gotta get it done.
especially with like online classes too nowadays. Like you don't even have to leave your home.
Yeah.
Like, I know like college programs like I think it's like Outbound or Ubound or something. Like you can get your full college degree all online. It's like
That's crazy to think.
it's like it's probably cheaper and stuff. So if like you're really in crunch for money, do what you gotta do. But I don't know. There's something to the college experience.
Agreed.
Just like the people who commute instead, it's like you miss out on a lot not being in a dorm or apartment or whatever.
Like for example, the other night, the way it works here is you have an RA on duty every night who just chills in either the lobby or the office, just to make sure nothing's going on. But a couple of nights ago, our friend Mitchell, who we want to have on the show sometime, so come on. But we were in the RA office, and we're in there sometimes when people we like are in there, and we're just cooking garlic bread, in our office.
Yep.
And, nothing out of the ordinary for anyone who's been there, but a kid by the name of Luke, who's a commuter here, and he's in a couple of my classes. He comes in, he's like, what is going on? Because he had just gone to see a movie with someone here, so he drove him back. So he's here late at night. I'm like, see, this is everything you missed right here.
Yep.
And he always likes to say, he's like, oh, it's not worth the $8,000. I'm like, well, memories are worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I can attest to that too, because like I live in town, 5-10 minutes away from the college, but got a good deal. So now I was like, I want that college experience. I'm still gonna have a little bit of money, but I've definitely made some great friends and memories to where I wouldn't trade my decision for anything.
Right. It's just like, coming here knowing no one. It's like, it's definitely plunging into like, I hope my roommate's good.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yes. Some people know coming in who their roommate is, and some people don't.
Yeah.
Just depends. I met mine at Breakaway, and so him and I were kind of close, but we still didn't know a lot about each other. We ended up progressing through the year pretty well, and we're still really close. So
that's cool.
Yeah, you make friends here that'll last forever for sure.
Yeah, it's like I didn't go to any like the Breakaway. I didn't go to orientation or anything because I live so far away. So it's like, and then my roommate like transferred. He's like, yeah, I'm not going there. I'm going to somewhere else like a month before. So I just got lucky with the ride. So it's worked out.
For sure.
But he's a cool kid. Oh, there goes that. But he's a cool kid, so I'm happy with it. Happy with my decisions. Oof. Here, I'm going to read an ad read right now. Even though it's early in the podcast, but today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook and download for free 30-day trial at audibletrial.com/thelatenighrun. Get over 180,000 titles to choose from on any of your devices. So as long as you have the Audible app on your tablet and computer, phone, you can get it. So for the listeners of the Late Night Run podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you an opportunity to check out the service. So like if you like it and you want to keep paying, then you can definitely keep doing that. You get a free audiobook every month, and then if you want to buy more audiobooks, you get a discount if you're a member. We've talked about other audiobooks before, like Ready Player One, Maze Runner, Martian, like all of these big movies come from books, as everyone knows, Lord of the Rings, all that. So that's all on Audible. So if you've seen the movie, usually the book goes more in depth and enjoy it. You can check out Audible and listen to it so that way you don't have to read. A lot of people listen in the music in the car and stuff. So like if you have a long commute though, it's like an hour commute each day, you can knock out 2 hours of a book. A typical book can go anywhere from 2 to 14 hours depending on how fast you. And if you're a faster reader, you can change the speed. The speeds go anywhere from 0.5 to 3 times speed. So if you listen well at a higher rate, then it's all you, and you can change that. So to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/thelatenighrun. Again, that's audibletrial.com/thelatenighrun for a free 30-day trial and audiobook. So thank you to Audible for sponsoring us, and go check them out if you like the show. Help us out. But other than that, we're back. I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, but it's interesting how some people will talk for 2 hours straight, and it's just like, oh, that's a long podcast, and other people are 45 minutes, and it's just can be a struggle to talk about. But
even evidence from the first one where it's half an hour, and now now they're all around an hour.
Yeah. It also helps bring in on guests because, for example, we know you can, but we don't hang out with you a lot, I would say. So
yeah.
It's one of those things. I was talking to JJ last night. It's it's nice to invite people you kind of know and stuff, but just to sit down and chat for an hour. Take a time out of our day and just happen to put a mic there.
Yeah, for sure. Because when you're in college, you got so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
You have so many people to interact with, so much homework to do. So you don't get to know everybody one-on-one personal basis.
Right.
And some you wish you could for some people. You guys are a great group, but like you say, we don't hang out a whole lot.
Right.
But yeah, definitely. I know you guys well to a certain extent, and definitely like everything you guys have been doing. Just getting to see more involved and see what you're doing. It's pretty fun. So for sure, it's a good way to get to know somebody.
Right. And just I love like if you really think about a lot of your friend group is really determined by like scheduling and stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like me, JJ, Ben, and sometimes Brennon will go work out at 3:30, and that's just on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's just because we happen to all of our classes end at 3:10, so it's just like, Chief can't do that because he's got classes around that time. So it's just like it just happened to work out that way, and that kind of thing. So it's just interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddies, because last year our schedules were different, especially first semester, because like I was coaching, I had field observation, I was working too, so I was super busy.
Mm-hmm.
And my roommate became friends with one of my friends, and they got super close. And now they're roommates because like I took the student mentor position, but we're still all three close. But it just shows like that even like you have a close friend with somebody, but then when your schedule is different than theirs, like they're automatically, they're not just gonna sit around and wait for you. Like you're still gonna hang out and talk, but like they're gonna flow to somebody else that they have things in common with, and somebody that's they can just hang out with a little more when you're not there. Not like as a replacement, but just as like your radius of like having more friends, basically.
Right. And it's like that's what weekends and like nights are for and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think what's the latest class on campus? Like till like 8.
I think it's
like
9.
It depends. Like I know Mitchell's pottery class is like
Ceramics.
6:30, 9:30 or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
I think because I had a 6 to 9 first semester. I think the latest they go was like 9:30.
Yeah,
but that's like a special occasion
Right.
class.
I mean, I'd say that most of your classes are probably done by like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
So
the
it's like
3:30 to 4:30 is like the common last one.
And then like the labs, the once a week labs are pretty.
Every once in a while, those will go a little bit longer.
Yeah. And it's always nice when you finish a lab early.
Yeah.
Like I remember last semester doing computer science. We had a programming lab with that. It was just like, let's all work on this together and get out of here and stuff like that. So it was just nice to have that. But it's also always good to like be friends with people outside your majors. Like of course, like you want people friends within your major, for like notes and projects and whatnot. But it's just nice to because typically if you're in a different major, you kind of think a little bit different. So
Yeah.
it's just nice to have that variety. So and that's why like I don't know. I just enjoy talking to people.
For sure, yeah. You learn new things. Like I'm education,
Yeah.
and then I like talking to like the engineers because they just know so much about so many different things that working on stuff, and so you can feed off of each other and learn different things. And it's just cool how you can gain knowledge from other people, especially at our age, because we're all young and we're all learning, but yet we can still learn from each other.
Right. And like Cruz is a graphic design major, and he's not your. Like, I feel like art majors have that, like, stereotype almost, so it's like, he's very much out of the box on that.
Yeah.
That stereotype, so it's always interesting to, like, just talk to him and stuff like that, so. And just, like meals are huge, I think. So.
Especially dinners.
Dinners are.
Like lunches, it's still like a
Lunch.
hit or miss on who's going to be there.
Right.
And breakfast, there's not many people that wake up for it unless they have an 8 o'clock class.
Yeah.
Right. But.
Yeah, no, dinner is the prime time to get together with the friends and invite some new people and, just hang out and chill.
Right.
Can't go wrong with sharing a meal.
Like, I would highly suggest, like, if obviously if your schedule allows it, but, like, I know our friend Adam, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he does a lot in the morning and a lot in the afternoon, so, like, he'll just sit in the caf for hours, and it's just, like, it's fun to see, like, the cycle of people and stuff, like, some people got, like, get out at 11:30, but they have a class at 11:50, so, like, they gotta eat quick and stuff, so.
Yep.
I know that I was like that last semester. I had 2 classes in the same exact room, so I would sprint down to the lunch, shove my face with food, and sprint back up and make it.
That's what I do. I got a 12:50 and then, ends at 1:50, and then next one starts at 2:10. So
Are they both in the campus center?
No, one's over in the chapel, and I walk over, quick eat some lunch, and then go upstairs.
Okay, that's not bad at least. But also, I wish we kept. Like, I understand our situation. We have a couple buildings downtown. It makes it harder to see certain people and stuff because they're downtown and stuff.
Yeah, they expanded a few years ago with some of the new buildings, and it gives students bigger range of being able to do things, interact, but at the same time then it spreads everybody out as well. So you don't see people a lot that have to go down there.
Yeah.
I think it's nice for the most part though, because like I know nursing, pretty much up until my last semester, I always have some sort of class on campus. Yeah. So I'm always involved to a certain extent.
Right.
Not necessarily as much as like someone who's like ministry or something like that, where all their classes are here. But.
Right. Like, for example, a bunch of us play Pokemon Go. If anyone out there still plays that up, but us three at the table play Pokemon Go. Ben and Cameron just started playing recently. So, and but like Jeremy was on the podcast, plays and stuff like that. So like if you know anything, there's things called raids where a bunch of people have to fight one monster, one Pokemon to defeat it. So it's like those happen all throughout the day. So we have a group chat, and it's always like, hey, can anyone do this at this time? And it's like, if you're downtown, there's no way you're getting there.
There's no way.
Like, certain people like, downtown, like, because they're nursing or engineering and stuff like that. Like, Jeremy's in engineering, so he's got downtown classes. And I know Ben's nursing, so he can't always be there. But it's just, like, it's that kind of thing. Like, it's a silly game, but it's also, like, it's nice to just, like, chill with people and stuff. So.
Helps you build a community around you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially like yesterday, where it was the community day, and you just walked around with a bunch of people and caught different Pokemon.
So if anyone doesn't know Pokemon Go, like they have a community day every month. It's like for like 3 hours. It's not really a day, but a certain type of Pokemon pops up within those 3 hours, and you can get like different shinies, which is just like a different color or whatever, and so like a bunch of us were just walking around and catching them. So we had a pretty decent sized group for the most part, and it's just like seeing that and just walking around and obviously we're all playing the game, but we're all just talking and stuff and hanging out and that kind of stuff. And like it's funny, Ben was with us, and he doesn't know too much Pokemon, so he's just like, what's this? What does this do? So it's like
I'm right there with them. Yeah. It was funny yesterday. I was playing, and I did see the same type of Pokemon popping up, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I walked by some juniors I knew from last year, and they said, there's a special event going on. I was like, I had no idea they even have those, because this is my first week playing the game. Super fun, though. Like Josh and Ben said, great way to, join together with each other and play, because it's fun. It's a fun thing to do for sure.
But I would say if you live in a somewhat it's usually the stuff is based on like location and stuff. So like if you are like in a city or a somewhat decently urban area and you got friends that play it, definitely play with. It's enjoyable. And it's one of those things like it's just nice to bring it all together. And like they have teams and stuff, and obviously we have friends on other teams, but the people on your team are the real homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got your core group and you want to be on the same team. That's how, you got to roll like that for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Agreed.
No doubt about it. But I want to read our second ad read here. Today we're brought to you by Strideline socks. They are the world's most comfortable socks. They have socks for men and women, so like it doesn't matter. They have all types of socks. They got like high ankle. They got the calf. They comes in all different colors. If you're big into NCAA or like NBA and stuff, you can get your college on them for like a 3-pack. You can get different figures, like I know like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, all of that kind of stuff. You can get all of them. So definitely check them out. There'll be a link in the description. Highly recommend them. We just started a sponsorship, so I'm very excited. But like, if any of you watch NCAA and watch Virginia, you can go get some Virginia socks. So, or if your team lost, still get their socks and rep them for next year. But they're definitely comfortable and stuff. So I would recommend them. And they individual, like most socks don't really care about left or right, but these ones individualize the left and right, so it's optimized to the way their foot curves, the left or right ones. So it's also it's a company that's been around for like 9 years and stuff, and a little over 9 years, sorry about that. But it started up, classic like startup story, you can read about them, but they're based in Seattle, so definitely check them out. Yeah, that's about it. But they have other stuff too other than just socks. But socks are their go-to, their specialty, as they say. Like everyone has that like that burger place. It's like, they make other things, but if you're going there for the.
Oh yeah, you're going there for the burger. Yeah, that's great. Bring up that basketball thing too, because I just found that you talked about Virginia, like that. This time of the year is with March Madness and that huge tournament going on. That's me personally, even if you don't like basketball, such a fun time to watch sports because there's so many basketball games going on. Like 64 teams. That's just a crazy tournament.
Well, NBA playoffs just started too, right?
Yep, and then hockey playoffs have been starting too. So it's like right now we're in the prime sports watching. So hot take, but most people say like if you don't know Buffalo Wild Wings, you decent wings, different food, but you go there for the atmosphere because there's like a million TVs around you.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to Buffalo Wild Wings towards the end of the tournament, like Final Four and stuff. You gotta go at the beginning because the beginning has the most games.
Oh, agreed.
So like, you gotta go like that first 64 round of the 32 because they're gonna have the most games on. I mean, it's nice to go towards the end for the bigger games, but it's like it's gonna be more crowded. But all I'm saying is you gotta go towards the beginning of the tournament because there's just if you have 100 TVs, you might as well film with 100 different things.
Exactly.
So, I wish they had better wings. I'm not gonna lie to you. Their wings are average.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Who do you think has the best wings? though? That's the real question.
The best wings?
Like if you've ever had, because you might even have places up where you live that we've never tried.
Yeah. There's not a lot of wing places where I'm from. The big thing is like sandwiches. And it's like if you go, because I'm from New England area, north of Boston. It's like they just make sandwiches differently. They're like we have a roast beef place that's really good called Nick's Roast Beef. And let me just put this story out there. They're a cash-only business, and they got caught for tax evasion, because what they do, they have a receipt, print off a different receipt because they're cash-only, take an item off so that they would save that money. And to taxes, it would look like they didn't have to put in as much. They had, I think over $1 million just chilling in the safe.
Wow.
And the way they got busted is it was a family restaurant, and one of the kids was dating a girl, and he told her about it. They broke up. She told the police, and people went to jail, and they put up this thing oh, we're gonna have to shut down and stuff, because we're out millions of dollars and stuff. And the town basically said, no, you're not. And people just I think they gained back that money within months.
That's crazy.
They became credit card and cash and stuff, and obviously certain people are in jail and stuff like that, and probation, so they had to hire and stuff. But it's still super good. They paid back their money, so it's just oh, you did something bad. Oh well, we'll save you.
That's crazy. Though to think about how one person just told somebody else, only one person knew. And then it just led all that because, one person spills the beans.
Yep.
And then it just can erupt into something
crazy.
So,
if you're going to tell your significant other stuff like that, make sure you're not going to break up anytime soon.
Put a ring on it first, then tell them. Yeah. Something my dad always told me about that. If you're going to marry a woman for sure, don't buy her all the stuff when you're not engaged. But when you're engaged, you get that ring. Then you buy her all the stuff because once you get married, it comes right back to you. So you get to have it in your house.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, that's some smart thinking. That's a good strategy.
Oh, honey, here's some pots and pans. Oh, here's this and stuff.
Here's a microwave. After you get engaged, this is our engagement present. Married a year later. Hey, look, there's our microwave.
You mean my microwave? No, it's ours.
You said, what's your last name again? Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. It's smart, though.
Yeah.
It's that time of season, though, because ring before spring, as they say.
Ring before spring.
Yeah, Kyra last week.
Yep.
He got engaged.
Popped the question.
Yeah.
We already said congrats to him, but we'll say it again. Congrats. But
congrats to the man.
Yep. It's that time of season.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is the Unisberg invite.
Oh, I bet they will.
Yeah, I'm sure. But no, I'm happy for them and stuff.
Yeah.
So, his future wife got a good man. So lucky her.
Agreed. Yeah, I remember he came back from break and we had because he's also a student mentor with me on our staff. And he comes into the staff meeting and he goes, guys, look, he just pulls out this ring and we're like, no way, dude. He's like, yeah, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. So we knew about this like back in January and he was planning it. And he was like super hyped. And then last week he finally popped the question.
Yeah.
So.
Like we've been chilling in his room a lot lately. And like he popped it out so many times. And he was like, he would demonstrate like how he's gonna do it. He's like, I'm gonna dance with her first. And he's like dancing with JJ in the room, and then I'm gonna get down on one knee. And stuff,
I got engaged to JJ a couple times.
But like no, he started counting down the days like maybe like 12 days in or something like that. So
yeah.
And it's like he was telling us like what he did because like we knew it was happening. We knew some things, but we're like after we sat down like, all right, what did you do? Like because most of us are in a relationship and that stuff. Like, I don't think anyone's going to propose anytime soon. But it's like it's nice to like just get ideas and stuff because, obviously all engagements end up with the guy on one knee and popping the question. But it's like you got to make sure you got to individualize it. Go to places like he was telling us how where you proposed, they went on their first date there. So like stuff like that.
Make
it
like, special.
Yeah, like they always drank Mountain Dew together, so they had Mountain Dew there. They would go on picnics a lot, so it turned into a picnic, that kind of thing. It's like that kind of stuff. It's like good on him for remembering those. Like a lot of guys, like the stereotypical is like the woman talks and the guy listens. It's like, yep, honey, whatever. So listen, to anyone who's got a significant other. Girls love when you remember like the crazy minute details out there, like the stuff that may seem kind of like quote stupid to you. You gotta memorize those things.
Yes.
So like my girlfriend a couple of weeks ago was like, "Oh, today, a year ago, so you said you love me." I'm like, I don't even remember when I said that, but yep. I believe you.
Nah, yeah, at that point when they say that, you just roll with it. Because if you say, I don't remember it, you're probably in the doghouse on that one.
I ain't trying to dig myself a hole.
The only question I do have, though, about, since we're talking about, girlfriends and relationship stuff, is to my man, and I'm not going to put this in a way to, like, where I could get, like, make anybody feel bad, but I'm just wondering when my boy Jeremy's going to pop the question, I know we joked about him a little bit and asked him, but him his girlfriend been together for a while now, and so just wondering, Jeremy, if you listen,
Yeah. But no.
Just kind of curious.
I think their junior-senior formal was just the other night for us, and like seeing the pictures of like he posted a couple pictures of him and his girlfriend, so it's just like they're a nice couple, like definitely approved
For sure.
When he does pop that question, I want to invite.
Oh, same. We gotta make sure that we get an invite.
Yeah, big facts.
When he does pop the question, I'll say yes anyway. I'm not. Someone will say yes.
She doesn't, Ben will.
Yeah, exactly. We were joking before Kai. We're like, listen, if she says no, first of all, we're probably gonna beat her up. Second of all, we'll say yes.
we gotta have that backup plan, Oh, just kidding. Like Ben will be standing behind her, so she says no. But it was Ben back there. That's who I meant. Sorry.
We were joking with Jacob Kyer because we're like, we'll hide in the bushes, and then when she says yes, we'll come like screaming on, like kind of like when you win a basketball game, everyone comes like running onto the court. We'll just come running.
We'll storm the gazebo.
Yeah. But she thought it was funny, but Jay Kyer also told her, he's like, yeah, but you would have been mad if it actually happened. She goes, yeah.
Oh yeah. That would have not made the moment. Yeah.
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 But shout out to like because everyone gets all these nice engagement photos. Like the photographers like gotta be hidden and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're straight wearing like ghillie suits, just laying in the grass with the camera. It's just.
Yeah, I know. Jake said that their guy was standing behind some trees.
Wow.
That's smart. Yeah, because I don't know about stereotypically though. Girls love the pictures, and the guy could care less. Quite honestly, it's all up here in the good old brain.
The memories.
Yeah, but the pictures are nice and stuff. So
this morning when we were in church, my brother sent me this picture that he screenshotted off his phone, and it said, "Man killed in Florida by a cassowary, the world's most dangerous bird." So as soon as I saw man killed in Florida, I knew it had to be good because any article that says man in Florida is automatically good.
Oh, good old Florida,
And
man.
so the 75-year-old man had fallen over into this like bird exhibit, and this bird killed him.
Oh.
And he said that if you look up your birthday and then put April Man after it, then some article will come up.
Yeah.
And so I typed in my birthday, and so this Florida man with a tattoo of Florida on his face robbed a bank on my birthday. So
how do you do this? I want to look mine up real quick.
You type in Florida man and then your birthday.
Do you type it in like the day, like the month, or do you type like the number?
Yeah, the day or month and day.
Man with...
Yeah, Florida man with Florida face tattoo.
If you're gonna rob a bank, how about you make sure there's nothing like super descriptive about you, like I don't know, a tattoo of Florida on your face.
I can't imagine there's too many people with a tattoo of Florida.
All right, Cameron.
Friday, June 5th, because my birthday is June 5th, 2015. Florida man arrested after dancing on top of police car. Let's just see what it says.
All right. This actually happened this year on my birthday. Florida man who allegedly threatened family with Coldplay lyrics and standoff with SWAT promises him pizza.
Oh my goodness!
Like, you're holding people hostage, and it's just like, first of all, what gets you into that situation of holding someone hostage? But second of all, you asked for a pizza?
Yeah.
Cameron, what do you got, Cameron?
This one is good. I thought it'd just be kind of boring because of dancing, but a Florida man has some serious dance moves, but it wasn't a good idea to show them off because he was standing on top of a police car. The man was up there for 6 minutes before he slid down on the windshield and ripped off one of the wipers. Police arrested him minutes later. The man told police he was being threatened by vampires and needed help from the sheriff of Nottingham. Man, I don't know what he was. He had to be taking something down there.
One of my favorite articles I've ever read, and it's like, his neighbor's house was on fire, so he runs into the house and grabs the dog and runs out, and it's like, hero. Actually, this man was on acid, broke into this family's house because he thought it was on fire, stole their dog, and just ran away. I'm like, oh my, I'm never doing any type of crime. Like,
oh my God.
Could you imagine, like, in his mind, he's the hero. Like, this dude's saving a dog from a burning building. And in actuality, the family's like, this dude is killing our dog.
Imagine if you just chill on the couch, you just bust in your door and your dog's sitting beside you, and you just picks it up and takes off. I don't know what I would. I'd probably just sit there and be like...
I'd be more concerned with the fact that he's only worried about the dog and not me sitting on the couch and thought I was burning. November 7th, that says Florida man jumps into alligator pit, gets bit, and claims he was held captive.
Oh, so he was the victim.
All right, we've been naming titles in the last 2 episodes, so Florida Man's definitely the title for this one.
Oh, for sure. Florida Man.
You know it's got to be good if it says Florida Man in it.
Yeah,
so.
There's a couple now and then. It's like kind of like Western states, like Montana Man or other things. So like people make like I think it's like Wyoming. Like Wyoming's had a few recently. It's like Wyoming Man. It's like Wyoming Man versus Florida Man. It's just like Florida's such an like there's certain states like in America it's just like interesting. Like Texas is quite a place.
Oh, for sure.
Florida's definitely a place, and like California, I feel like are like the big 3 that are just like, oh, that place exists and stuff like that.
What do you think about the Virginias? Virginia and West Virginia.
I hear more about West Virginia.
Yeah.
Because people make fun of like Alabama for like quote like sleeping with your siblings stuff, and like West Virginia, or is it Virginia or West Virginia?
It's West Virginia.
They're like cousins and stuff. So it's just like stuff like that.
Heard some crazy ones from up there.
I was seeing the memes. It's like the rest of America just chilling. Florida confusing, screaming.
Yeah. I don't know. You got a lot of. Seems like that's the place everyone goes once they retire.
Yeah, my dad jokingly calls Florida heaven's waiting room because of all the old people there.
That's funny.
But yeah,
it's a good name for it. I would agree with that statement.
It's so sad, it's so bad though. Because not all old people are going to heaven.
Yeah. I don't know. My brother had said a while ago that once you retire, the best place to go is like Montana or something like that, because they have so many.
Interesting.
They have so many different programs for like retired people in terms of like,
I don't know.
like getting like, money and like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
everyone thinks of going to Florida, when really you should go north and go like Montana or it might have been like North Dakota, something like that.
Ooh, North Dakota's cold.
There's nothing to do up there.
I heard like Arizona was a good one because like it's warm there, but like
It's so hot though.
it's not like humid. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
it is
it's like,
hot.
Dry heat.
Yeah.
It's better than here where it's like 80 and then you start sweating the second you step out the door.
Yeah. I've seen the videos of people in like Arizona just straight up cooking on a sidewalk. It's so hot. Or like I've seen people cook like cookie dough, like make actual cookies. Like they put it on a sheet, put it on the thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, that shouldn't work.
I actually want to like test that out.
Yeah, and we'll take a trip to Arizona then.
I saw the thing, might have been last year or something like that, where a dude just fried an egg on his hood of his truck because it was so hot.
Wow.
He had like a black truck, so it was hotter, but that's crazy.
Yeah. The other day, I think you definitely saw it because we were walking, but someone put a cookie on someone's car. It was super sunny. Like, I walked by it quite a few times in the parking lot, and if you didn't notice, it started getting a little bit more brown. It looked like a sugar cookie. It started to get a little brown, and I'm like, it's starting to cook.
You know, it was getting ready, almost done when it started turning brown.
Gotta get that light golden.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it out there for 10 hours, you'll get it.
Yeah, there's a soldier who came to my elementary school one time, and I remember he said that like in Iraq it would get so hot that they just stick a pot of water outside to like boil for macaroni or something like that.
That's crazy.
Like, man, there's days it's like 80 here and a little bit humid, and I feel like I'm dying. I don't know how they can do it when they're on all their gear and everything like
right.
that. Yeah. Give props to them.
Yeah, I think like the most, like there's certain places, like the most humid place in the world, and like there's a good amount of people that live there. It's like those people are resilient. So it's like crazy. But then it's also like, if you live like somewhere cold, it's like you probably grow up, you're like, it's not that cold. Right. And then you probably, on the other end of the spectrum, you're like super affected by it, you know?
Yeah, because I know with that too, like depending on where you live, like I think it's, if I'm correct, when you're in a warmer place, your blood thins, and then when you're in a colder place, it thickens to adapt to it. So yeah, that definitely, your body adjusts
it's like,
for it.
Growing up in New England and stuff, it gets pretty cold. There's not much summer or spring, and it's kind of similar weather to Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm wearing shorts and like 20 degrees, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, just.
And then like people in Florida, it's like 60, and they're like
bundled up.
Ooh, it's chilly. I can always put on my coat, and I'm like, what do you mean? 60 degrees is a beautiful day.
That's like tank top weather. For cut off weather.
Like New England, like 50 degrees, like woo, celebrate.
Even
spring.
Like here with like Joseph, it's like there's a couple of days where it's like 30 and he's like shivering and stuff like that, and I'm just walking around in a sweatshirt. Well, he has like a sweatshirt and his coat on. And it's freezing. I'm like, it's not that bad at all.
JJ also he's like, I personally like my room cold. Like me and Ryan put our AC in back in, so we flip that thing on high and stuff. But he likes his room warm and stuff, and it's just like, I like it cold because I feel like I always have to sleep with something on me. So it's like I might as well be cold, so that way I have a reason to put on the blanket.
Exactly.
But you know, that's just me. And poor Brennon also likes it cold, but JJ controls the weather because he's over by the window. So you know, he truly gets the say in that. But
Lowe's has to start sleeping with the door open because the door's on Brennon's side.
Yeah, that's true. That's smart. I always lock my door at night. So all I'm saying is when we had a night last semester where the fire alarm went off twice on the same night. Me and Rye slept through the first one. Well, Rye woke up. I didn't. And Rye goes, if they're gonna come knocking, they'll come knock, but the door's locked. So.
Is that the one like at the beginning of the semester?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with you guys on that one too. I slept through the first one.
Apparently a lot of the staff did. And then the second one, Rye's like, maybe we should. So he woke me up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then what happened is when we went to our place that we were supposed to go on fire and stuff. And it's like people are like, wow, this is the second one. There's the first one. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm behind.
Someone told me that I was walking down there. I was like, what just happened? And I think it was Aaron Abner, and he goes, you weren't out here for the first one? I was like, no. I didn't even hear it go off.
Aaron had gone around and knocked on every door on 2nd South.
I mean,
and he woke us all up.
I knew a lot of the staff didn't wake up for that first one.
Yeah, I didn't. I was out.
Yeah. I was so mad, too.
That was annoying. It's like I hadn't gone to bed until like 1 that night, and then the first alarm went off like 1:30, and then the next one went off at like 2, so it's like I just went to sleep, and then I woke up, and then I was almost asleep, and then I had to leave again.
Poor Christian. Christian told the story, but he was like mid-shower. Like he was about to get into the shower the first one.
Oh.
And then so he ran out with a towel, and then and then he, not thinking there'd be a second one, starts showering, finished showering. There's the second one.
That's
poor
tragic.
Kid.
Yeah,
it's
so
like
both times he had to go down to the Birch lobby in his towel and.
Like he was saying, like
this kid.
He felt bad for people in the Birch lobby that, this dude's coming up with like, sorry. No.
Yeah.
We've actually done good on fire alarms this year, though.
Those have been the only ones.
Yeah, I think we had a few more my freshman year than how many we've had this year compared to like Pio and Galloway. I know I know Pio's had a few more than we have. Yeah, so we've been pretty good with the fire alarms this year.
This semester, Pio's had like at least 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've had a decent amount.
You want to know why? It's because they don't confiscate those lighters.
Right.
Like, we're friends, like, Jeremy and them, they gotta confiscate, like, lighters and candles and whatnot.
Yep.
So, like, he was saying they've run out of space in their, like, hiding place. So, like, they just have them out, like, just lighters and stuff.
Yep.
So, and then the other day we went over to Pio and they wanted to start a fire. And the RA there just goes, does anyone have a lighter? And we're all like...
You can't trick us. I'm not incriminating myself.
And Jeremy was like, wait, you haven't confiscated any? We have like 20.
Here, let's go grab one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, clearly you're not doing a good enough job.
So either they aren't doing their job or only guys break the rules.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah, it goes both ways.
True.
I'm sure.
Girls and guys break the rules in different ways.
Agreed.
So
it was weird too, because usually like they would confiscate them earlier, sadly, but like we were really relaxed on our room checks. Like I don't think we did a room check in the first semester at all.
No, we did.
There was one the first
Was there
month.
one?
There was one.
Yeah.
And then they did a surprise one.
Yeah, they were supposed to email everybody, but they forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we hadn't done anything.
Jeremy and Mitchell raided Brennon and JJ's room, and they have like a yellow slip, like if something's taken, they have to fill it out and stuff. And it was like thing taken. They wrote goldfish, and it goes action taken by the RAs, eaten. They put it on his desk.
Yeah.
They just straight up.
That's
ate
hilarious.
His goldfish.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I love that. But it's like, they have rules here, and like if you really want to get around them, you can.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like for the most part, it's like, nah, it's fine.
For the most part, they're all realistic. It's
Yeah.
not like there's anything out there where it's like that's not fair or
Right.
anything.
It's like it's a Christian campus, so of course it's a dry campus and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, people with alcohol and whatnot, you can get busted. But it's also like, they can't search the fridge because it's private property. So realistically, if you just have your fridge full of alcohol, you can't do anything. But
Unless they have reason to think that. And
Right,
they can check it,
right.
But
Yeah.
But typically, they do a pretty good job. I mean, they were very relaxed this year, it seems, based just stories from other years.
yeah, doesn't seem like there's been as many. Also, based off of other stories from other years, doesn't seem like there's been as many.
No.
Like, hasn't been as much of a need to.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that statement.
We're good boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something really cool to see is like the different dynamic of each class that comes through. Like this class that you guys are in, which is nothing wrong with it, but like you guys are, like everybody likes to play video games a lot, like Pokemon and Mario and all that stuff, which is super chill. But like last year, like we weren't like as near as like a community like that, like out in the lobby and all that stuff. Like we were more like separate, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just it doesn't make for that. It's a more fun experience when you have your core class
Jeremy
together.
always says, like, last year, like, we have ping pong tables, and then ping pong tables are always hot.
Oh, always.
Now it's just like, they're there.
Yeah. I mean, we had like 2 huge tournaments where you could sign up. Like we do the sign up sheets, and yeah, they went for a while, but yeah, now it's just nothing. I mean, they're out there, but people don't play as much as they used
it's
to.
more like a girlfriend-boyfriend will play ping pong, but...
Well, it seems like last semester there's a lot more people that play. But especially this semester, there hasn't been many.
Yeah. You just find other things to do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like, if we noticed, like, a lot more people were in the lobby last semester because, you're still looking for friends, so you might as well go to where the people are. And now that people have, like, their friend groups, they'll go hang out in someone else's room or, go to Walmart or anywhere else.
Yeah, there's so much to do in Mount Vernon, Ohio, right?
But,
you gotta go to Walmart and drive around for a while until you actually want to go to Walmart.
Yep. Buffalo Wild Wings. You'll go there. Other than that, like, not much.
Maybe go to Aerial Park once in a while, something like that.
We tried to go. We had an all-nighter, and we were like, it was like 6 or something. We were like, hey, we should go see the sunrise. It'd probably be pretty cool. Now the clouds stopped us.
Yeah.
Disappointment.
Yeah.
Nothing like trying to see a sunrise through the clouds. It doesn't work.
Because we looked it up on Google. We're like, when's the sun gonna rise? And it was like, oh, this time. We're like, all right, sweet, we'll be there. We got nothing else to do. Because we would just chill in that lobby. We went to Walmart at like 3 a.m. that night.
Yeah, we were there for a couple hours.
Any crazy stories come out of that one?
Yeah, we chill in the lobby and just talked for a while. Just talking about stupid.
That's how it started, was we were just going around the table. We were sitting around the ping pong tables actually, just telling different
school stories.
Yep. And before we knew it, was like 3:30 or something like that. And so it was like, oh, let's just do an all-nighter at this point.
It reached that point where it's like, it's not worth going to bed.
Yeah, and it's not worth going back.
Yeah. And then we ended up staying outside the calf doors for like 10 minutes. They opened at 8, and we're like, we'll just go down there. We're just sitting out there in the little...
That's funny.
We say you can't finish a true all-nighter until you go get breakfast in the calf the next morning.
That's true.
That's the best way to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Except
crazy.
The food was cold.
Yeah.
I don't know how the food was cold when you get there when it opens.
We were literally the first ones in there, and the waffles were like hard and cold.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
This isn't how food works.
Wait a minute. Oh.
Yeah. I always like those late night conversations you have, though. Those are the best.
Those are the deep ones.
Because me and we went out to my buddy's place for his birthday Friday night, and he had to go back because he's active duty, but he came home for his birthday, and we had a decent amount of people over, but then it was 2 or 3 in the morning, and it was just me and him and my other really good friend. We were just out there talking, and we talked till 4 or 5 in the morning, just about life and everything we've been through and all that stuff. So those are the best conversations to have at that time, and it's really weird, but it's just the truth. I can't really explain it.
It's like when midnight hits, the conversation always turns even if I'm just texting someone or something, or Skyping or FaceTime, it's just playful talking, and then it hits midnight and it's all right, actually I have a serious thing to tell you. I killed a few people, stuff like that. So
I certainly hope not.
No, I didn't, but it's a joke. Legal reasons, that's a joke. If this comes back to me ever, this is a joke. Don't take it out of context. But it's it just gets that deep. It's you just start confessing stuff. It's just that late night. I've had so many of those. I will fall asleep at 1, and I will think I've had an entire text conversation. I'll dream I've had the conversation with someone, and then I wake up, I'll check my phone and go, wait, that didn't happen. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. Again, thank you to Audible and Strideline Socks for sponsoring this episode. Check out the links down below. Thank you, Cam, for coming on.
Yeah.
Enjoy talking.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
No, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Learn a little bit more about you boys and what you're doing.
Yeah, no doubt. And thank you, Ben, for filling in.
Yeah.
And because no one else is there, it's just me. Everyone just been me and Cam. It's always nice to have nothing wrong with interviewing people. It's just always nice to have that group feeling, though.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And since JJ can't say it, do you want to say our ending line, Ben? Do you want the honors? As
Go for it. Do
I
it.
forgot what it is.
At the end of every episode, JJ always says, keep on running.
Oh, that's
so,
right.
I'm going to throw it to you. This is how it's going to go down. You got one chance. Are you ready?
Right.
And thanks for listening. And as always,
Keep on running.